touching base with them, keep working with them. Now, that is what you call is that the first, I would say, the C's. It's a C of coaching. Now, we're going to go into another C, and I'm going to ask Corey to talk about what the next thing is important to do. Corey.
Hi, Phyllis. Good evening, everybody. Well, the next C in retention and helping make sure that you see your team to success is the idea of confidence. Good coaching builds confidence, of course, and with confidence, performance and results are always better. Confident salespeople are more comfortable in telling their product story. They are more enthusiastic in sharing their opportunity and are more better equipped to face and overcome any negativity they encounter in their day-to-day activities. Confidence builds on a very strong foundation of good coach, and a very strong foundation of good coaching cements belief in the product and in the opportunity. Now, whether it's derived through role-playing, repetition, or just plain practice, confidence will generate increased success, and increased success will generate continuous activity. A well-coached, confident sales force is a successful sales force. This is a group that will look for the opportunities to grow. This is a group that will embrace growth challenges, inspire their teams, and duplicate their performance within those teams. These are folks upon whom the future of the business will be built in solid partnership. It's a win-win situation. Now, the article also quotes Arthur Ashe in saying, one important key to success is self-confidence. An important key to self-confidence is preparation. And indeed, the idea of coaching and confidence does go hand in hand. And, when you're first coming into the business, it's more important to really have that feeling of confidence because it helps you handle the no a lot better. If you feel confident and you hear someone say no or not now, you can kind of just dust yourself off from that experience and go on to see somebody else. You know what I mean? And it's the idea of consistency. Now, this is another C in success and into the retention factor. Armed with confidence, salespeople will be considerably more positive about their roles, and with that confidence comes consistency of action. A confident salesperson attracts others and will typically generate a consistently high level of activity and performance each month. These are the true ambassadors of our businesses. These are the people who epitomize the company's opportunity and whose consistent month after month performance ensures them the benefits of our industry. These are the people who are consistently growing upwardly through the field organization and enjoying the rewards of increased earnings, quality family time, and personal freedom. These are the people we point to as our company's examples of success. Now, this idea of consistency is very interesting because, as you all know, sales is a numbers game. And if you're consistent with your positive behaviors in the way you deal with your business, then you can see success a lot sooner and a lot more easily in many ways. If you're consistent, the more you will see the people. And the more you see the people, the more money and recruits you can make. That's, in a sense, consistency is the secret to moving up levels. And consistency is the one trait that a lot of our pioneers here at Unique have. And I think, that all these C's go hand in hand, and it's important that, we all understand their role in retention. Phyllis?
Thank you, Corey. Very good. I couldn't help but think as I was listening to Corey is last week when we had the conference call and we had those 3 ladies on, brand new recruits that came into the business just recently. And, we always say, well, nobody wants to join the business and nobody has any money and all of that. Boy, didn't we prove that wrong. Boy, those girls just went on last week and talked about wow, I'm going to get this inventory, and I've got my goals, and I really want to work, and I want to do this. And they were talking about, but you know what they said that I picked up was just wonderful. They talked about their sponsor. Their sponsor, remember they said, oh, I love my sponsor. Oh, they're so good. You know, I just couldn't do it without them. What does that tell us? Exactly what we're talking about tonight. They absolutely had a sponsor that kept training them, kept with them, and they would not only coach them, they gave them confidence. They gave them and they kept after them for consistency. But there's one more C that it really, really finishes off. The 4 C's of really success is competency. We've all heard that expression, you know, practice makes perfect. Although a combination of good coaching, confidence, and the consistent application of talents may not lead to perfection, it will certainly lead to sales teams that are exceptionally competent in their roles. Competent sales forces are successful. Retention is greatly improved. People who feel good about what they are doing are good at what they do and duplicate what they do. It isn't individual success and it's duplication when it's all about, what have we said all along? Duplicate yourself. Become duplicatable. In other words, all the things you know, give it to somebody else. So let them know those things. Because when you do, you have your chance of getting a recruit there that has the knowledge that you took that time to learn all of these years. And in doing so, when you give it to them, their chances of success are greater. People will always be entering and leaving direct selling. The challenge is to keep them and keep more of them longer. The greater success they find, the longer their active involvement will be. You know, I often said, and you've heard me say it many times, people don't leave the business because they wake up in the morning and say, gee, I'm making a lot of money. I think I'll get out of the business. Do you ever hear that? You never hear that. So therefore, the greater success they find, the longer the involvement will be. And in doing so, it is also important to convey to all your leadership that with solid coaching of new people, leaders have an exceptional opportunity to not only provide a wonderful growth-oriented environment for all these new recruits, but also to greatly enhance their own personal and business growth as their teams become stronger and perform at a higher level. Now, stronger, I think, is a good word. The stronger, the more confident they are, the stronger they become. Now, if you have some strong people in your group, they're going to grow because they're going to attract other people who look for strength and coaching. So coaching and positive results derived from it should be viewed as an investment in everyone's success. When a new salesperson is sponsored, the recruiter's role is not over. In fact, it is just beginning. And I know you know that. We've said it, and everybody says it. And you say, yeah, but I don't have a lot of time, or they didn't do this, and they didn't do that. But they really, when people come in, this is when their enthusiasm and excitement at their highest levels. That is when it's time to nurture and develop their enthusiasm and excitement and channel it into something productive and rewarding. It's been said the longest journey begins with the first step. The first step in developing a solid, independent business in our industry should begin with a focus on solid coaching. With a strong foundation in place, new starts will have a much better chance of success. Our companies will enjoy increased activity, productivity, and retention. And with those results, everyone's a winner. So let's round this out and summarize. Good coaching generates confidence. Confidence generates consistency. Consistency generates competence. It's just good business. And that's the answer, ladies. Now, if that's not what you were looking for, that's the answer. So if you want to keep looking for the answer is here. Is you have to do the coaching. You've got to give them confidence. They've got to be consistent in what they do, and they'll feel competent, and they'll feel like, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to get out and do this. I don't know how many people I've had come to broad training over the years, and I've seen them again and again at my meetings, and I say, well, how come you keep coming to the broad training? Oh, I just love to hear about the bra, and I always feel good when I hear about the bra, and I feel better about it, and I feel like I'm really getting more confidence. Well, you see, they were missing something in there, and they needed that confidence. So, ladies, please, that is the answer. Do the 4 C's, which we told you about tonight, and you're going to see that the people